Good morning. Welcome to this Sunday meditation workshop at Vajrayana Institute. And I'm Wai Chong. Today we are going to look at the topic of finding pleasures and enjoyment in our meditation. So I hope you'll find it enjoyable today as we meditate together in two separate sessions, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. And I'm interested to explore this topic of the role of pleasures in meditation and how we can actually come to learn to enjoy our meditation practice. And so you're most welcome during the workshop to post your comments, feedback, or questions in the live chat, and I'll try to attend to them. So let's talk about pleasures. Pleasures are derived from meditation. And this is actually a very important aspect of meditation. When we are able to experience pleasant sensations that come from within our meditation, it really changes our relationship with our meditation practice, and you find that it makes it so much easier for our attention to come back to our meditation object, or what I call the support of our meditation. And also it actually facilitates engagement of our attention with whatever it is we are meditating. And that engagement can intensify and enhance. And eventually we find ourselves entering states of meditative absorption. So pleasures of meditation that come from our meditation are actually a very important condition for us to enter into deep meditative absorption. So I think it's well worth our time and energy to take a closer look at the role of pleasures in our meditation. So before I touch on the different types of pleasures that might arise in our meditation, I think it's important to highlight that it's much better to see the pleasures that we experience, the pleasant sensations that we experience in our meditation as a kind of a side product of meditation. Because it's so easy for us to see meditation as yet another way for us to experience pleasures, to get that wonderful feeling, to get that pleasant sensations. Almost like it's very easy for us to fall into this trap of thinking that so long as I meditate, I will be able to feel happy, I will be able to experience those kind of wonderful feelings, the pleasant feelings. If you make pleasure the sole objective of your meditation, I'm afraid that you are going to be disappointed by it. Yeah, and in fact, quite often, the very act of wanting that pleasures or wanting to re-experience that pleasures in meditation becomes a major hindrance in our meditative practice, because that wanting is precisely what the Buddha referred to as our craving. The craving is actually a source of our suffering, a source of our disappointments. Yeah. So, and also pleasures of meditation, like most other pleasant sensations, are impermanent. They come, they go, and no matter how wonderful they may be, they are subjected to conditions. So maybe when things are going well in life, we may find it easy to experience some pleasant experiences in our meditation. But you'll find that changes very quickly when we find ourselves in difficult circumstances, challenging times. And instead of pleasure, you may find that our troubles and our concerns and worries dominate our meditative experiences. And instead of finding pleasant sensations, we encounter unpleasant sensations. Yeah. So and then, since you can't get the pleasure, you might just abandon your meditative practice. So I personally think that it's better not to make pleasures or meditation your so-called final goal or your main objective, because you're setting yourself up to be disappointed. Yeah. Instead, meditation, especially in a Buddhist context, is for us to cultivate wholesome or virtuous qualities. Qualities like mindfulness, loving kindness, also wisdom, patience, compassion. And so I think it's better to make those our objectives for meditation, learning to cultivate the wholesome qualities that are conducive to our experience of peace and happiness in life, and also enable us to deal with difficult circumstances in life, the challenges of life. And pleasures that arise within our meditative practice is like a side product, sort of buy one get one free. It's the one free thing that come along as we cultivate the virtuous, wholesome factors of that are conducive to happiness. Yeah. Okay, so having said that, so let's look at the different kinds of pleasures that might arise in our meditation and how we can go about enhancing them or inviting them into our meditation and make them a part of our practice. Yeah. So commonly, at least in the Buddhist context, we talk about two different types of pleasure that may arise in our meditation. One of them is called rapture, or something called joy or bliss. So the different translation term, but I prefer to call it rapture. And the second one, we can call it happiness. Yeah. But sometimes I also call it the happiness of contentment. So let's look at rapture first. Rapture is probably Buddhist teaching, especially in the Theravada tradition. So it starts off with first one is called minor rapture. It's called a bodily component to it. Yeah. And usually it's associated with like kind of rapture is a bit more weird, like energetic vibration. Sometimes I just describe it as a buzzing. So this tingling, buzzing sensations in certain parts of your body. And that kind of sensation, like for example, sometimes we are touched, moved by something, and we experience a physical sensation of like tingling or hair standing on end or goosebumps. But the minor rapture, this is usually very superficial, more at the skin level. And I also include in minor rapture all those strange, unusual vibration or buzzing sensations. Maybe you can experience it at the tip of your fingers. Of course, it can spread. It can affect larger parts of your body, but quite superficial. So there's minor rapture. Second type is called flash-like rapture. As the name has, like a flash of lightning or flash of like electric current. That sort of sometimes I describe it as two live wires of beats in your body, sort of, and you can feel a surge of this almost electrifying sensations that pass through your body. Very brief, very quick, very sudden, quite unusual sensation. So that is the flash, like flash of lightning, flash like waves. The surges and then recede and surge and recede, affecting one part or many parts of your body. The fourth one is called uplifting rapture. And this is when you feel really like this strong sense of buoyancy or lightness, almost like you're floating or levitating. So again, it can affect your whole body, or it can affect this. And that's when all these interesting, weird sensations, rapturous sensations spread and pervades the whole body and actually sort of hang around. So this fifth one is probably less likely to occur until your meditation practice is fairly advanced. You can really enter into good, deep concentration. But the first four are not so difficult, and we actually can experience them, or at least a similitude of them. Maybe fairly brief, but they are quite accessible to most of us. Yeah. So this first meditation, we're going to explore some of the conditions that might be helpful for us to invite pleasures, in particular rapture, into our experience. And maybe in this one session, some of you may actually get to experience it. Yeah. So the way I look at it is pleasures in meditation are conditional phenomena, in the sense that they depend on certain conditions. So if we learn to figure out what are the right conditions for ourselves in meditation, then we increase the chances of us experiencing the pleasures in our meditative practice. Okay, so let's look at some of the conditions. And usually I present meditation practice in a 3-step process. So let's look at it step by step. The first step is I usually call it acquiring a seat for the body in meditation, which has to do with the posture, has to do with how we arrange our body in meditation, and this really contribute or hindered our experience of pleasure in meditation. So it's very important to choose a posture that actually works for us, that is suitable, appropriate to us. And I think it's important to be flexible about this, because there's no such thing as one perfect ideal posture for everybody, for all conditions. Maybe it's better to think of it this way, that there are different postures, and maybe for different people at different times, different circumstances, we pick one that really that's most effective for that session. In general, there are 4 postures in the Buddha's teaching: walking, standing, sitting, and lying down. For the type of meditation we are exploring today, which is a meditative absorption, or sometimes we call it calm abiding, walking is probably, you can get very concentrated when walking, but there's a limit to how deep you can go. So let's put aside walking. Standing is pretty good, but standing is pretty tough. Most of us are not able to stand and settle into stillness for a long period of time, so we can put that aside as well. But these two are still possible, for us to enter, to meditate with. So in certain conditions and situations, you might want to adopt this too. Like, for example, you feel a lot of restless energy. You can't really sit still. Going for a walk, or find a peaceful place where you can walk. You can pace up and down slowly without any disturbance. That might be a suitable posture in those times. Yeah. But let's look at the 2 other ones. Sitting down, like for example, you can sit on a chair like what I'm doing, or on the floor, on a cushion, cross-legged, or some of you may adopt a kneeling posture. So the sitting posture is really good. Main thing is to allow the back to be comfortable and naturally in upright position. Try not to deliberately tense up all your back muscles to try to straighten your back. It doesn't really work, actually. Yeah. So sitting posture is one. Main thing is not to introduce unnecessary pain to yourself in that posture. Or you can try out lying down on your back, what we call a supine position, maybe on the floor, on a yoga mat, with some padding, or you have a bed or a lounge chair, whichever that provide a very firm support for your body. Then you might want to adopt a lying down posture. In fact, I encourage people to at least try out the supine position, because it does help us to achieve a greater degree of relaxation and release. So especially now, each of you are maybe in the privacy of your own home, or wherever you are tuning in. Maybe there's no worries of people looking at you, seeing what you're doing. This might be a good opportunity, to just, anyway, you don't have to look at me. So you just turn up the volume and you just lie down, and have a go at meditation in the supine position. Right? So posture can contribute greatly to pleasure or to pain if you choose the wrong one. And the second point, the second step, which I think is most important, is to create the conditions to facilitate our body and mind in settling into the meditation. This is actually, for me, is a very important step, because I think it's not realistic to expect our body and mind to settle just because we decide to meditate. Because we carry a lot of the tension, a lot of the stress responses, and a lot of the concerns with us into our meditation from our daily life. And those things are not going to just disappear because we decided to meditate. Maybe after we have meditated for quite a while, we may have cultivated the strong habits of settling quickly into meditation. That might work. But for most of us, we probably need to take some time, give some attention to help our body and mind to settle down. And by that I mean help our body and mind to release, to put aside, or to let go, or to drop things that are unnecessary. Tension, tightness, contractions of the body, agitation of the mind, to put that aside. And this, I think, is one of the, when we are able to do it, when we're able to facilitate that release, this is actually one of the main conditions for rapture to arise. Some form of rapture has to do with release of long-held tension or tightness. It's almost like, it's a bit like when you sit in cross-leg position for too long and posture is not so good. One of our leg may go numb, right? So no sensations whatsoever, because we press on a nerve or something. And when we are able to release that pressure, there is a surge of sensations coming back into our awareness. I think some form of rapture is related to that process of release of tension and tightness, right? So we're going to spend a lot of time in this first meditation we're going to do to facilitate that process of release. And having done that, in the third step, the actual meditation, we try to create the conditions that facilitate the even deeper release, the fully settling down of our body into the posture and of our mind onto the objects of our meditation. And I recommend you to try out this idea, to think of your objects of meditation or your support of meditation not as something that you should focus on, or you should hold on to, or otherwise you're doing it wrongly or you're doing it badly. Instead of having this kind of comparisons, just think of the object of your meditation, your support of your meditation, such as the breath or visualization or whatever mantra. Think of that object as a place for your attention to find rest. It's like they're very tired. Or this cogitation, rumination, they're so tired and so stressed out. Hey, come back here and have a rest. Take a break. So try to build this kind of really positive association with your meditation object, and then see what happens. Right? So that's the 3 steps we're going to try out now. First is to choose an appropriate posture that really supports us and does not introduce unnecessary pain. Second is to facilitate the beginning and the continuing of the release of unnecessary things, unnecessary tension, unnecessary agitation. And the third one is to create this kind of association with the object of meditation as a place for us to rest our attention, for us, especially for the mind, to find a sense of rest and peace, and to have a break from all those disturbance and the kind of busyness, and whatever it is that is really bothering us. Yeah. Okay, so let's give it a try and see what happens. Let's go find some. Although it shouldn't be our main motivation, but maybe we might be able to find some pleasure in this first meditation of the workshop. So take a few moments, stretch a bit, adjust yourself, find your meditation posture like what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to sit cross-legged on the chair. Can you imagine it? So mainly try to find a posture that really works for your body and provide a sense of support for your body. So I'm going to ring this bell to signal the start of the meditation. I will guide you through the meditation. You're most welcome to ignore me if what I'm saying is not helpful. Otherwise, just think of what I'm saying, not so much as instruction, but just like a reminder. Someone, all of us meditating together. And what I'm saying is just a kind of reminder, reminding you to come back to your meditation and to support you as you enter deeper into your own meditative experience. So let's start with first step, acquiring a seat for the body. Let your body settle into the posture you have adopted, be it sitting or lying down on your back. Take care that you're not introducing unnecessary pain and discomfort into your own body through the posture. So sitting, make sure that the back is upright in the natural way. Do not deliberately try to tense up your back muscles to achieve some idea of a straight back. Just move your upper body around a bit, swing it left and right, front and back, and just let your body find a point of balance, upright position that is most comfortable and most natural for your body. Lying down, take care the entire length of your spine is straight, or as much as possible. And especially the area of your neck and your lower back. See that you are not introducing additional tension and discomfort into these regions due to your posture. It might be helpful to place a cushion or two under your knees to elevate them. And that usually helps to relieve any discomfort in your lower back if you are lying down. Rest your hands and arms in whichever way that allow them to be supported. So traditionally, in a sitting posture, we place one hand on top of the other, thumb slightly touching, and rest both hands in the lap. Or you can rest them on both knees if you like. Lying down, try to rest your arms by the side of your body, slightly away from the body, and turn your palms so that they're facing upwards towards the ceiling. Eyes, you're most welcome to close them completely. That is really the easiest way. Or you also can leave them open or half open, whichever works best for you. So see if we can become aware of sensations coming through in this posture, coming through the points of contact between our body and our seat, our body and the ground. Allow your body to feel supported by sensations of solidity, of firmness and stability beneath you. Allow the body to feel well supported, safe and balanced in this posture. And our body may begin an automatic process whereby it can start to unwind, to loosen up, to let go of some of those unnecessary tightening and contractions. So given time, at its own pace, our body can really settle fully and comfortably into this posture. So that's the first step, acquiring a seat for the body. And for the second step, facilitating the transition of body and mind into meditation, we're going to make use of the support of our natural breath to help us. So see if you can become aware of the sensations of the breath throughout the body. Usually I recommend people that there is no need to focus on one tiny little spot of the body to notice the breath. See if you can allow yourself to experience the entire length of the breath sensations, breathing in and out. Notice sensations maybe around the nostrils, or maybe at the chest, or maybe at the abdomen. See if you can fully experience the in-breath and the out-breath. The breath will be our support in these next few minutes as we're going to synchronize with the breath, invite our attention to come back to our own body, to come back and to be in touch with our own body, to become aware of sensations at the different parts of the body. So synchronize with the breath as we breathe in. Imagine, return your attention and be in touch with sensations, for example, at the crown of the head. Breathing in, be in touch, be aware of sensations at the crown. Breathing out, see if we can tap into that natural sense of release each time as we breathe out. Not only do we release the carbon dioxide, the stale air in our lungs, maybe some of those unnecessary tensions or tightness in the body may also go with the out breath. So see if you can invite your attention to come back here and now to your own body, to your own breath. Follow the rhythm of your breath, breathing in. Lightly be in touch, be aware of sensations at the crown. Maybe a little bit of tingling sensations here, or slight sense of pressure. Could be a feeling of warmth or coolness. And also maybe no sensations at all. And as you breathe out, see if you can remind yourself, your own body and mind, with the word release. Facilitate a sense of release as we breathe out. And then we release our attention from the crown, allow our attention to move downwards into the forehead. Just pick a spot between the eyebrows with just a light touch. As we breathe in, be aware of sensations here at the forehead. And as we breathe out, remind ourselves to release. Breathing in, be in touch with sensations at the forehead. Maybe you can also include sensations in the rest of your face. Notice whether are you tensing up the muscles of your face. Breathing out, release. See if it's possible to release some of these tensions in the face and to let in a feeling of softness into your own face. And then moving on, we allow our attention to travel down to sensations in the muscles of the neck. And as we breathe out, once again, remind our body, our mind to release. Not to worry of how to make the release happen. We just need to remind ourselves, our body and mind, and allow it to happen naturally, all by themselves. Moving on from the throat, allow our attention to travel to the right shoulder. Pick a spot and rest your attention at the right shoulder. Breathing in, be aware, be in touch with sensations here at your right shoulder. Breathing out, once again, see if you can deepen the sense of release in your body and mind. If you do notice discomfort, tension, unpleasant sensations at the shoulders or any part of the body, simply acknowledge them without trying to force them out, trying to get rid of them. Simply as you breathe out, with the simple word release, remind your body, remind your mind that they can release. And then let's move on. Let our attention travel down to the right elbow. Just as before, breathe in, be in touch with sensations here. Out and release at your own pace at the right elbow. And let our attention move further down to the right wrist. Breathe in, be aware of subtle sensations at your right wrist. Out and release. Allow attention to flow further down into the right hand, so that as we breathe in, we are aware of sensations in the right hand, sensations at the palm, at the back of the hand, sensations in the fingers, all the way to the fingertips. And as we breathe out, once again, remind ourselves to release. Breathing out, deepening the sense of release. Imagine releasing the weight of your right arm. Just allow it to rest comfortably on its support. Don't feel that you need to tense up your arm muscles in any particular way to hold up your arms. Just surrender its weight to gravity. And as we deepen the sense of release, as the body starts to release some of the long, deeply held tensions, interesting sensations may arise in certain parts of your body. Tingling sensations, vibrational sensations, sensations of relaxation, of softness, of relief. See if you can welcome those pleasant sensations into your awareness. Allow them to stay. Enjoy them while they're here. Make them a part of your meditative experience. And eventually they will fade away. It's time to let them go. Let's switch our attention to the left side, to the left shoulder. Pick a spot as you breathe in. Become aware of sensations here at your left shoulder. Out and release. Let attention travel down to left elbow, touch and release, synchronize with the breath at your own pace, at the left elbow. And then attention flow down to the left wrist, just as before, breathing in, be in touch, breathing out, release. Let attention flow into your left hand. Breathe in, be aware of all the sensations here in your left hand, out and release. Release your left arm, allow it to rest comfortably on its support. And allow yourself to be aware and to enjoy any pleasant sensations, any interesting sensations that arise in this meditation. Let's return our attention to the chest, to the center of the chest, at our heart center. And try the meditation. It's perfectly normal to keep inviting the body to come back, to invite the attention to come back to our body. At the chest, at the heart center, breathe in, be in touch, out and release. Let attention descend deeper down to the abdomen, somewhere at the navel region. Within your body, breathe into this spot of your abdomen. Be in touch with sensations here, out and release. Let attention descend even further down to the base of your spine in your pelvic region, right at the tip of your tailbone. Rest your attention in this spot. Breathe in, be aware of sensations here, out and release. Imagine releasing the weight of your pelvis, allowing it to rest comfortably on your support. And then we move down our right leg, starting with the right hip. Rest your attention at the right hip joint. Doesn't have to be precise, just pick a spot. Breathe into this spot to be aware of sensations here at your right hip. Breathe out to deepen the sense of release. Then moving down to the right knee, touch and release. Down to the right ankle, touch and release. Into the right foot at your own pace. Be aware of sensations in the right foot as you breathe in, sensations coming through the sole of your foot, the top of your foot, sensation in the toes. And as you breathe out, release. See if you can release the weight of your right leg. Allow it to rest comfortably on the floor or on its support. Switching side, starting at the left hip joint. Breathe in, be aware of sensations here. Out and release. Moving attention down to the left knee, touch and release at your own pace. Down to the left ankle, touch and release. And into the left foot, touch and release. Release the weight of your left leg. Once again, allow it to rest comfortably on the floor on its support. Rest your body in this posture now that we have traveled through from crown to the feet. Allow the body to continue to settle down, to release breath by breath any unnecessary tension, contraction, discomfort. Rest your attention, your mind, on the sensations of the breath throughout the body. Allow yourself to fully experience the in-breath and the out-breath. Each time you breathe out, see if you can remind yourself that this is an opportunity to release and to deepen the sense of release. Releasing all things unnecessary, unhelpful, unwanted, without forcing them out. Simply allow them to flow away with the out-breath, leaving you feeling more settled, more light, more at ease. Coming back to the breath, each time you invite your attention to put aside some thoughts or concerns or sound, to come back and re-engage with the breath sensations. Think that you are helping your mind, your attention, to find some rest, resting the attention on the breath sensations itself. And throughout the meditation, any point of time, you do notice interesting sensations arising. Sensation of rapture, maybe, or anything pleasant, relaxing, soothing. Invite those pleasant sensations into your meditation, into your awareness. Be aware of them, attend to them, enjoy them while they're here, and let them go when they fade away. So I'm going to keep quiet now. And for the next few minutes, I invite you in your own way to deepen the sense of release and to welcome in any pleasures coming out of your own meditation. So that is about half an hour meditation, and the bulk of the time we spend on helping or facilitating our body and mind to settle down, to release any unnecessary tightness, tension, contraction. Just we are not really doing the release. We are just facilitating that release. And my idea is that as we able to facilitate the release, let's say physically, naturally, as some of this long-held tension let go of, that release, there is a certain sensation associated with that release, quite often associated with something pleasant, a sense of relief, a sense of softening if it's very hard and tight. And also, it sort of led into your experience a variety of different sensations. Some of which I would just call them rapture, because it's just a label. And feel free to post your comments and questions in the live chat, and we can have some kind of interactions. Otherwise, seriously, I'm just sort of talking straight at the camera with myself alone. Yeah. Oh, that's good. Thanks. So I find the meditation good. I'm happy. So if you do experience some interesting sensations or weird sensations, I usually describe rapturous sensations as weird. Because it's sort of it's a bit unpredictable. I suppose the way the release happened physically is also not up to us, our choice. It just happened depending on the conditions. Sometimes there is a sensation that my hand disappears. Is that odd? Yeah, pretty odd, isn't it? That your part of your body disappeared, and some people experience the entire body seems to disappear, which is kind of nice, isn't it? Because sometimes the opposite happens. We are very aware of our body. There's a lot of tightness and contractions. They're very unpleasant. So when those sensations fade away, it's almost like for a moment the body, at least for me, is like it gets lighter and lighter and sort of just evaporated. Don't worry, your body is still there. It's just the sensations, changes and shift. And if it happens, why not enjoy it? It does change. Sensations are constantly changing. And I noticed several times you mentioned the word light touch. This was a metaphor, not an actual touch, right? Yes, metaphor. I don't want people to try too hard in their meditation. Sometimes we really, we're so, I don't know, sometimes, for example, I can be too desperate. So you sort of tighten yourself in your meditation. And that is to remind you not to do that. Don't have to do that. Just a light touch. Although with this, what I show you just now, you actually can, with your hand, just touch the part of the body. Some days, especially, it's really difficult for the mind to settle down. The mind is always thinking here and there. Then the easiest way is to just use your hand, just touch. And the moment you touch, there will be a sensations, and that will draw your attention to that part of your body. And if you do use your hand with physical touch, then try to do it in such a way that you imbue that actual touch with qualities of attentiveness, of care, of concern, so that, it's not like hammering yourself. It's really just a very light, warm, caring touch. And that might help also. That really help people to return their attention to the body. And although you don't have to do it all the time, but on certain occasions, I find that really helpful. You just rest your hand at the chest, and immediately you can feel the warmth of the hand, chest. And that is very easy for the mind, the attention to notice that, to come back to your own body, to come back to here. So you might want to try it on certain occasions, and it does have a different effect. Okay, so rapture, as some of you might have noticed by now, rapture is some interesting sensations. But let's actually, rapture has a energetic quality to it, and sometimes I don't necessarily think of them as very pleasant because it's a bit I wouldn't say agitating, but it's a bit excited, has this exciting quality to it. Now, the other pleasures that are often mentioned in Buddhist scripture, which is translated happiness, sukha in Sanskrit. Yeah. Happiness, I usually like to call it contentment. Its description is that it is quite different from rapture. Rapture has this sort of energetic quality, exciting quality to it. And sukha, happiness, at least in the meditative sense, is very, very much more peaceful. Rapture is very hard to ignore. It's very obvious, very attention grabbing. Whereas happiness or sukha is very peaceful, very subtle, and you almost have to pay careful attention. Otherwise, you may not appreciate its presence. Which is why I use the word contentment sometimes to describe it. I don't know whether, but it gave me that feeling of being so at peace with yourself, with whatever is happening in this moment. You are contented, You're just kind of happy with whatever is here. Not in the sense of being excited, but in the sense of being so at peace that you just, it's like, I don't have to do anything. I don't have to go anywhere. I don't have to strive for anything. I'm just resting here and now and just enjoying this moment. Whatever is present in this moment, well, it's good enough. What's the problem? Yeah. All right. So there's this peacefulness associated with happiness, sukha, in meditation. It would be really good to also be able to create the conditions for us to experience it. Yeah. So I thought to maybe talk a little bit about that, and then we can try out another meditation. Just in general, another way to facilitate us to bringing pleasures into our meditation is actually with the choice of our object of meditation. There are really many different kinds of objects of meditation, and we're all different. And so it's good to acknowledge that one object of meditation will work for somebody, but does not work for another. For example, I've used the breath as an object of meditation for many, many years, decades now. So I have a very strong association with mindfulness of the breath. Yeah. It has built up certain very positive association in my mind. So a helpful object of meditation, and it's good to try out a few and work out for yourself which meditation objects are supportive of your practice. And one of them, which I like to introduce next, is loving kindness or metta. Metta in Pali language or Maitri in Sanskrit. These are two different Indian languages. Yeah, that the Buddhist scriptures are recorded in. And loving kindness is a wonderful quality of the heart, and when it arises strongly, it's also associated with certain kind of pleasant experience or even happiness. Sometimes when I say certain prayers, or even saying the refuge prayer, I get this sort of electric sensations that goes through my body from top to toe. Well, there you go. Electric sensations that sort of shoot through your body in certain occasion, not necessarily meditation. Sometimes even doesn't even have to be religious. Even in you attend a concert, or you watch a documentary, or you are in certain context, and you are deeply moved by it, and it arises in this kind of weird sensations, electrifying. I call that rapturous sensations. But it passed very quickly also. Almost like a zinging through my body. It's momentary but very strong. Yes, that's what I mean by rapture. Yeah, rapture is associated quite often with being moved deeply moved by something that you are aware of, you notice. And yet you can also experience similar kind of sensation in your meditation. How wonderful that is, isn't it? And also with practice, not only will you be able to invite this kind of deep, moving, interesting sensations, but you are actually able to intensify them and allow them to pervade through the body. When that really happens, I can tell you, meditation becomes very interesting, very enjoyable. It's no longer a struggle to come back to meditation. Yeah. And I have a feeling of deep connection as well, as if I'm not alone. So then there are other kind of experiences that are possible. And meditative experiences can be very varied, and some of them, as I say, are positively weird. Yeah, you feel connected, you feel at one, or sometimes people feel a presence with them. So there are a huge variety of it, and I won't be able to go deep into each one of them because it's so different. But I suggest people, if it's something nice, why not enjoy it? Usually they pass, they don't last forever. Just enjoy it, and quite often people get into this idea of finding out what does this mean, or how do I get it back. Yeah, the two things that I suggest people, especially in your meditation, not to worry too much about. What does it mean? I don't know. Just while it's here, enjoy it instead of getting caught up in a train of cogitation and thoughts about it. And again, the other one is, how can I get it back? And that's the one that we really need to watch out. And I will talk about more in the afternoon. This can easily become a hindrance in our meditation. This idea of wanting to get it back. This extra element, wanting, can very easily interfere with the progress of our meditation. Is it a bad thing if you never or rarely get these positive experiences and meditation feels more like work or discipline? Yeah, I used to feel like that. I used to feel that it's good for me and I should meditate. But I find, funny enough, and for a long time in my own meditative experience, I don't get any rapture at all. And at least in my case, I think it's to do with my thoughts. I thought previously that rapture is reserved only for special people with special experiences. And I'm such a beginner. It's not possible. Not possible for me in my meditation to have rapture. So I think that is a limiting thought. I hold on to this idea and I limit my own experience, what's possible for me. And so for many years I don't get anything, nothing. I mean, not nothing, but nothing that interesting. But then somewhere down the road, I sort of decided to change my mind, to try out and to allow in the possibility that maybe someone like me, can also experience rapture. Now, wouldn't that be nice, isn't it? And so I suggest, not to feel anxious or feel bad that nothing, especially when you hear people have all sorts of fantastic experiences, wonderful experiences. And since I've been teaching meditation, people have been so kindly share with me their experiences and often say, "Oh my God, is that even possible? I have never experienced it before." So it's really wonderful that they trust me enough to share with me their experiences, and I get to enjoy, I get to rejoice in their wonderful experiences. Even though I don't see anything, I don't really feel anything, but even so, I also have my own unique experiences. And that's, I think, it's just wonderful, good enough. We don't have to compare, and instead, as we open our mind and let in more possibilities for ourselves, we start to enjoy our own meditative experiences. Don't worry about what is happening to them in their meditation. It's none of my business. Anyway, I can't replicate No, I'm not like them. No, I'm different. But instead, I can cherish and I can welcome and enjoy my own unique experiences. Is the second kind of pleasure or happiness something that is longer lasting? Both of them can be long lasting. Yeah. Rapture is probably much more fleeting especially in the beginning in certain situation, simply because it's so kind of bizarre and obvious, and it does come and go very quickly and swiftly. But sometimes it will actually hang around. I mean, it's changing, but it will hang around. So it doesn't necessarily mean that it's necessarily short-lived. Yeah, it's just that because it's so obvious compared to contentment, which is so much more subtle, that difference can cause a kind of do something to our perception. We may perceive one as more long-lasting than the other, but actually both of them can be very persistent also. Okay, so let's look at this other type of meditation, loving kindness, and different supports. So I appreciate your honesty so much as well. Serious overthinker. Certain objects of meditation have a different effect on us. For example, loving kindness. When we really, of course, not at the beginning, but when we figure out a way that make it work for us, it naturally comes with a very pleasant sensation. This is a different kind of pleasure of the warmth of love and kindness from the heart, which is very pleasant when it arises. And if you allow for that possibility, then you can, when it arises, enjoy it and make it a part of our meditation. And also, I would like to, with this loving kindness meditation, invite you to consider the possibility of experiencing this other type of pleasure of contentment. With love, it's much easier to also appreciate contentment. We may spend an entire life looking for love, looking for someone to love, and also looking for someone to love us. Yeah, and when this meditation on loving kindness, when we are able to really enter into it, suddenly we find the source of love is actually not out there, but it has always been inside here in our own heart. We have an inner source of love and kindness, overflowing, in fact, sometimes. And suddenly then there's no need to keep searching anymore. It's already here. And when we touch that source of love and kindness within ourselves, we can finally sort of put aside the kind of searching, the endless searching, looking, questing. We can take a break, basically. We can just say, oh, it's already here. And with that, maybe we can invite in a feeling of just be happy with what is here in this moment. Just this moment. Don't worry about, don't worry too much about the past or the future. Just enjoy this very moment. And that's contentment. Contentment is saying this very moment, just this moment, here and now, is good enough. I'm happy enough with it. Maybe it will change, maybe can get better, can get worse, I don't know. The future is uncertain, but this moment is good enough. And with that, maybe we can let in a feeling of being content with this moment. And I think loving kindness can be a wonderful meditation to facilitate that process, that coming to experience contentment. So let's do another meditation before we have a break on loving kindness. And just in case you've never done loving kindness with me, I use because I just don't feel things on demand. So I need to use something to support me in this loving kindness meditation. So I use a few simple phrases, my stock phrases, to help me invoke and help me reconnect with the quality of love within oneself. So I just sort of introduce them to you in case you never heard it before. And feel free to change the wordings, add or subtract, according to how you feel and how you think. I will say to myself first and then to others, may I live in safety. So wishing myself to be free of danger, to feel safe. May I live in safety. That's the first one. May I be happy. May I have mental happiness, joyfulness, cheerfulness, lightness of mind and heart. Yeah. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I enjoy physical well-being, sense of health, the strength, freedom from illness, freedom from anxiety over my own health. May I be healthy. And lastly, may I live with ease. Ease as in easy. May I live with ease. May everything in life just happen easily, smoothly, no hassle, no struggle. They just somehow fall in place. May I live with peace. May I live in safety. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live with ease. So those 4 phrases are one way of expressing how I understand love, kindness, care, and concern. So I say it to myself first, and then I say it to others, one at a time, to the people in my life, wishing them to have safety, to be happy, to be healthy, and to live with ease. And in that process of repeating the phrases, offering these phrases of loving kindness, occasionally the actual feeling of love manifests. Right. So it comes with it feels differently for different people, of course, but usually quite pleasant. So when it happens, welcome that pleasant feeling in, and twine it among the words, and continue offering to yourself or to others, while allowing yourself to enjoy that warm, pleasant feeling of loving kindness, loving concern when it's here. And see whether you can find within the experience itself a kind of happiness, very subtle, happiness of this moment is good enough. And you're just happy to just be here and just to enjoy this moment for whatever it is. Right, let's give it a try. So once again, find a comfortable posture. Be kind to yourself. So you can express loving kindness by choosing posture that really supportive of yourself, of your body. And this makes meditation. And take a few moments to settle into it. I'm going to ring this bell just to signal the start of this session of meditation. Just as before, let's take a few moments at the start of the meditation to adjust the posture, to help the body to find its way into this posture of meditation. Be aware that your body in this posture is resting on a support that is solid, that feels firm and stable. And see if you can let into your body, into your mind, your brain, a message that the body is well balanced, well supported. And this is very reassuring for the body to feel that it is safe, it is supported, and really facilitate the body to begin a process of unwinding. The body realizes that it doesn't have to be so tight, so tense, so contracted. And maybe some of those contractions, some of those tightenings may be released. Bit by bit, allow your body to settle down comfortably into the posture. And then to once again help body and mind to transition into meditation. Let's make use of the breath again. This time, let's start with a few deep breaths. Just breathe in and out deeply. And remind yourself to release as you breathe out. Allow the body, the breath, to settle back into its natural rhythm. Don't have to control the breath in any particular way. And just for a few minutes at the beginning of the meditation, once again, we rest our attention on the breath sensations in the body. And each time when we notice an out breath, see if we can facilitate that process of release, breathing out, maybe some of the discomfort in the body, some of the tightness, the tension, some of the agitation in our mind, the different thoughts or images that keep popping up into our mind. Maybe we can let some of them go with the out breath. Coming back to the breath sensations and deepening the sense of release as we breathe out. See if you can release any tensions in your face. We do unconsciously tense up the muscles of the face. Some of us may have a habit of tensing up the muscles of the forehead, or clenching our jaw, or tightening the muscles around the eyes. So now is a good time as we breathe out to release some of those tensions in the face. See if we can welcome in a feeling of ease and comfort in the face, a feeling of softness and relaxation in the face. Coming back to the natural breath, each time we reconnect with the breath sensations, and as we breathe out, see if we can allow a deepening of the sense release, almost as if the softness, the ease, the relaxation we can experience in our face may also spread to other parts of the body. In its own time, the body can continue to unwind, to loosen up, and to settle down. So now let's turn our attention to the meditation on loving kindness, putting aside the breath for the time being. You are most welcome to return to the breath at any point during the meditation. But let's turn our attention now to the cultivation of loving kindness, using a few simple phrases that best convey your understanding of what it means to love, to care. See if we can express that loving kindness first towards ourselves, wishing ourselves to be well and happy. May I live in safety. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live with ease. So slowly and mindfully at our own pace, we repeat the phrases. May I live in safety. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live with ease. Coming back to the phrases, feel free to change the words, add or subtract, and see if we can say it slowly at our own pace. But see if we can say it sincerely, with as much sincerity we can find within ourselves. We express that quality of loving kindness towards ourselves. May I live in safety. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live with ease. Not to worry about the feeling aspect. Allow feelings to come and go. Different feelings may be triggered. Pleasant one, unpleasant one, neutral ones. If you do notice any pleasant sensations arising as a result of the cultivation of loving kindness, see if you can welcome those pleasant, warm feelings into your attention, into your awareness. Make them a part of your meditative experience and enjoy them while they're here as we continue offering loving kindness first to ourselves and then later to others. May I live in safety. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live with ease. Otherwise, you may want to consider offering the same quality of loving concern to others. I suggest starting with those closest to you, especially now that we are, most of us are stay at home. Bring to mind remind yourself about what you know about this person, his or her wishes, aspirations, longing, and find within yourself that same loving intention and express it through similar phrases, wishing, may you live in safety, may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you live with ease. May you live in safety, may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you live with ease. Coming back to the phrases of loving kindness, to the person you're focusing on, feel free to stay as long or as short as you like with each person. And when it's time to move on, say goodbye to the person, release the image, and bring to mind yet another person. Continue to radiate loving kindness using the phrases, helping you to reconnect with the quality of loving kindness within our own heart, and see if we can manifest it and offering it to others. May you live in safety. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live with ease. Coming back to the phrases of loving kindness, as we continue to radiate them, repeating the words at our own pace with sincerity, you may find, at least some of us on occasions, a sense of peace with us as we engage in this meditation, coming to a sense of peacefulness, feeling quite contented, quite happy just to be here with this quality of love within our own heart towards ourselves and towards others. And we are quite contented with what is happening in this moment, as if we are saying, this is good enough for now. And when that happens, see if you can enjoy the sense of peace, the sense of contentment, and make it a part of your meditation as well. May you live in safety. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live with ease. And then finally, let's conclude this meditation. Let's put aside the different images, say goodbye to whoever it is we are radiating loving kindness towards. Let go of the words, of the phrases. And let's dedicate. Imagine gathering up anything positive, the positive momentum we created through meditating together this morning. And let's dedicate that positive momentum or energy towards the fulfillment of our higher aspirations for ourselves as well as for others. We can dedicate that, may anything good or positive that come out of our practice, that may they somehow stay with us, linger in our body, our mind and heart, so that they can continue to benefit us. Okay, so that concludes this morning session of the workshop. We're going to take a 1 hour break now. And when we come back, we'd like to explore how we can work with any of the hindrances that come up, hindrances to our experiencing pleasure in meditation, and how the different pleasures, and especially the two types that I mentioned this morning in this session, how they're actually a doorway for us to enter even deeper into our meditative practice. So how we can, first of all, is to experience them and enjoy them, and then how we can relate to them and work with them to go even deeper into our meditation. So that is going to start at 1 o'clock. So for those of you will join me in the afternoon, look forward to seeing you. And those of you who are not, attending to other affairs, on a Sunday morning, then thank you very much for attending, and I wish you all the best. So see you later.